second.
I guess I should.
Okay, welcome to the Court Planning Commission meeting for Wednesday, September 28th. Please call the roll.
Mr. Cappers.
Here.
Mr. Westmeyer.
Here.
Mr. Begary. Mr. Titterington.
Here.
Mrs. Ehrlich. Here. Mr. Wolke.
Here.
Mayor Oda. We have a quorum.
We have before us the minutes of our September 14th meeting. Are there any additions, corrections, or deletions to those minutes? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to approve those minutes.
I'll make a motion or second.
Mr. Westmeyer, second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? They stand approved. Staff, first item on the agenda, the Beautification Committee is going to do something. What's up? Please give us your name, your address, and your social security number.
58166 ABAC. Gareth Johnson, President of City Beautification Committee. I would like to present Renee Levy of Gardenstone Greenhouse to present the colors and some of the plant material that will be used downtown for the flowers next year.
Thank you. I do want to commend the Beautification Committee, however, on the color choices this year. They're
Thank you.
very, very nice.
Very nice.
Beautiful.
Hello, Renee.
Hello, I'm Renee Levy with Garden Stone, so here we go. You all can see. We are going to be using some of the same color because it totally worked, had a lot of good feedback on that. Adding in, okay, so here we go. Full Huggers downtown will be all these colors here. Super Tunias, which is what is in this year. Adding some Dorianthus, which will hang down. Then here we have Adams Street, which this color will be that. It's just the pictures off. It'll be the bright jazzberry color, which is in a lot of, it's that color. It's like the color of your blazer. It's so bright and beautiful. And we'll be adding the new persimmons in with that. And we do split those because Adams Street down by Hobart Arena is more shade. So again, we're going to be using a new begonia with some potato vine in it, the lime green. Then Market Street will be the same jazzberry color as that up there with some yellow and burgundy. And then we're going to try a new one. It'll be the persimmons. We'll add some of the new yellow and some of the fuchsia in there with it. So that'll be the hanging basket choices. A lot of it is basically all same plant material. Just adding some different colors. Urns will kind of stay the same on the corners. Except we are going to be using a new white dragonwing begonia and then adding the two petunias in the center. And then it'll have that white accent. I think it'll make it pop a little bit more than it did this year maybe. And then of course go with the petunias under the urns, which we'll be using same color top as the bottom with some white in it. City building planters right out here. Again will be the palm. Some bright red / fuchsia. Some patients in the middle with the same kind of petunia, persimmons, and some Dorianthus in the bottom to come out. The Proudy bed, we're going to be adding some yellow in there. We're going to be using this new little cute daisy. I think it'll be just kind of a positive thing. They're just sunny and bright. And the Proudy, the brick planter will be coming out, so we won't be doing that. Let's see, then just the merchant pots. These colors will be the merchant pots. This might change a little bit, but if it does change, it'll be this more like that color, a red. So that's, yeah, just adding some, basically some corally, some orangey red colors, kind of just to make it pop a little bit. So that's kind of the colors for 2023. So, yeah. Anyway.
Any questions of Renee?
Yeah.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Maybe you included this. What materials and how tall will the planters that are in the crosswalks?
Yes, we'll match these. It's going to be the same super tunia. I did think about next year putting spike in the middle. The spike doesn't get too tall, but it would add a little bit of different texture to the pot. I think they said as long as it's under 18 inches, that it's good. I think that would be, So they'll look exactly like they do this year, just a few different colors. We'll be adding persimmons, we'll be adding some yellow. And then I was thinking spike in the middle, unless we should just leave it like it is.
Can you be a little bit more specific? I mean, what does the spike look? Is it just like a single strand
Yeah,
that goes
like
straight up?
Yep.
So it's not going to hide anybody? It's
No.
because I think the height worked this year.
Mhm,
And
it
we
did.
definitely don't want to get any taller
Yes.
with the bulk of material.
And it's just kind of a thin grassy look. It doesn't even get full. It's super full. It'll just be more of a little grassy, spiky, what was?
It's not very big, it's really thin.
Oh, I thought she said something, but yeah.
She's good.
It's, and if for some reason they didn't get too far, all you have to do, I could just chop them, but they're not supposed to really even get more than, 16 to 18 inches so that we can try it. And if nothing else, I can keep them cut off, or I can even just cut them clear out if they would get too tall, but,
Could you address, and you addressed it just a little bit in your presentation, but tell me about when my wife and I take walks, we notice that on the two bridges, there's actually a different environment there in each one of the bridges.
yes.
Can you talk about that a little bit? What makes that up?
I feel like Market Street it just gets more wind. I don't know, I guess the wind is prevailing west maybe, and it's just blowing down through there. This year we tried some lantana just because of that, thinking that maybe, the wind and the heat and everything. But you know what, I'm going back to the petunias. They just do better. They can handle the wind and they can, yeah. So I'm gonna leave that out. I feel like Adams Street, of course, on down towards Hobart Arena is definitely more shade. The trees are down there, so that's why we mixed it up this year. I think it worked out really good. And I say that with the wind, but I went down the street the other day and they were blowing like crazy. So, it definitely, the wind makes a big difference on the bridges.
Thank you.
So,
Any other questions of Renee? Okay, Planning Commission has to make a decision on this material and color palette. Does anyone want to take any action?
I move to approve as presented.
Motion is second by Mr. Westmeyer. Any further discussion?
In that my wife's on the Beautification Committee, I will be abstaining.
Okay. And please call the roll. Thank you, Renee.
Mr. Westmeyer,
Yes.
Mr. Titterington,
Yes.
Mrs. Ehrlich,
Yes.
Mr. Wolke,
Abstain.
Mr. Cappers.
Yes.
Okay, it's approved.
Okay.
that copy, this is a copy of Pictures for Christmas.
Oh,
So city building planners, excluding the lights.
Okay.
But
he needs to see them.
Yes.
Okay,
So,
yes,
yeah.
I know, yeah.
Okay.
this type of thing will be in the urns, city building planners. And then for the street pots will be this minus the so much, obviously taller than the center. We're going to add some white, but we're going
Oh,
to
yeah.
shove them down in there. But this is basically kind of what we're going
The winter,
for Christmas.
the winter stuff.
Do you think we need to approve that? I don't know that we ever have. I know this is a recent one, but.
Yeah, but it kind of does go, with it, or it could be,
My,
well-
my goal is to be able to, after Christmas, come downtown, pull out the little ornaments, pull out some of the branches and stuff like that to be able to save them for next year, because that's the expense. The greens are what it is, but you start adding all that stuff, is where the expense comes in, so I'm gonna try to save some of it for next year, so it shouldn't be a problem. So,
Great.
Yeah, okay, all right.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I'm not a member of the group, Renee, but I think it's been a great addition having that weather greenery.
Oh, thank you, yeah, thank you.
Okay, staff, historic district application for 123 South Plum Street. Staff have a report?
Yes, sir, thank you. The applicant, First United Methodist Church, is requesting a review of roof replacement at 123 South Plum Street. The property previously had a black asphalt shingle on both the house and in the garage. The applicant is proposing a brown asphalt shingle to complement the adjacent properties. The roof has been installed without planning commission approval, and the fee has been doubled. Staff recommends approval of the proposed roof replacement based upon the following. The roof shingle replacement is the same material as the existing. The shingle color does not detract from the integrity of the building or streetscape, and the contributing features listed on the OHI form are not being altered. This concludes our report.
Any questions of staff?
I know staff talked to Mr. Kerber about the ask for forgiveness policy that a lot of property owners seem to be following lately. And we expect to get some kind of report to the council or to the planning commission when?
At our next meeting.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Okay. When is the next meeting? It's the first meeting in October.
Well,
Yes, the 12th.
12th. Okay, very good. Thank you. I'll be here. Okay. Any other questions of staff? Commission want to take any action?
Move for approval.
I'll second.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion? Please call the roll.
Mr. Titterington?
Yes.
Mrs. Ehrlich?
Yes.
Mr. Wolke?
Yes.
Mr. Cappers?
Yeah, yes.
Mr. Westmeyer?
Yes.
Approved, thank you.
Okay, next we have an update regarding the Make It Art mural project, presentation by somebody by the name of Andrea Keller.
Hello.
Hi.
Good afternoon. I'm Andrea Keller, the Executive Director of Troy Main Street. And over the last 2 years, as you all are aware, Troy Main Street's Design Committee, in partnership with the City of Troy, has been working to develop a mural program for downtown Troy. It's always been important to Troy Main Street to bring public art to downtown Troy, and we've been doing this through our Sculptures on the Square program for over 10 years. Adding public art and promoting art in downtown is an initiative of Troy Main Street that strives to enrich and enhance the Troy community through creative placemaking. In an effort to further art initiatives in downtown, the Design Committee has developed the Make It Art mural project, which strives to enhance the beauty of historic downtown Troy through public murals, attract residents, visitors, and businesses to downtown Troy, provide opportunities for artists to share their talent while earning a living, allow building owners the opportunity to utilize their buildings in a creative manner while maintaining the historic integrity of the building and streetscape, and to expose the community to diverse styles of art and interpretation to increase understanding and appreciation. It is the hope of the Troy Main Street Design Committee that the Make It Art mural program can add to the charm of our historic downtown and help residents and visitors to create memories and connections to downtown Troy. You've all received an informational cover sheet and mural installation guide that we've developed with city staff. Today, the TMS Design Committee is requesting approval of this document, which outlines directions for the applicants on how to apply for getting a mural painted on their building, information on what makes a building eligible to receive a mural, how murals would be selected, guidelines for the installation of the mural, and a timeline for the process. While we've been researching different mural programs and brainstorming ideas for a mural program here in Troy, the committee has taken several walks through downtown and has identified 22 potential locations for murals throughout downtown Troy. Not that it's not that we're trying to get 22 murals painted next year, but just to say that there are a lot of areas that we've identified and walls that we feel would be appropriate to have a mural. Troy Main Street's also been working to secure funding for this program. We've applied for 3 different grants to kind of kickstart the program. One grant we just did not get. Another grant, the organization asked us to come back and reapply once we have a specific wall and a specific mural, and they're interested in funding it at that point. And then we have received one grant from Ohio Arts Council that is for $2,400, and that is a matching grant. So we are hoping to get that matched with a sponsor. And as far as funding goes, our thought is we can maybe use that to do a small mural to kind of kick off the program and get people excited. And then once we have the one kind of win, then we could think about doing a larger mural and maybe getting the community really involved with that and some of the funding. So our thought is to do some crowdfunding. We've also researched local mural artists and have compiled a list of artists that we have ready to go once we get to that point, and we're ready to start reaching out for artists to submit potential murals. Of course, I just want to remind you all that every mural would still come to Planning Commission to be approved before anything takes place. But yeah, Troy Main Street's Design Committee and the city staff have put a lot of time, research, and thought into this program, and we're excited to get the program started. Our goal, as noted in the timeline, is to get some murals in place in 2023. And today, we're just asking for approval of the mural guidelines and the program outline in order to move forward with this program. As you know, this would be the guidelines that you all would use too as you decide whether a building is appropriate for a mural and if the mural is appropriate for downtown. So yeah, if you have any questions, I'll take those at this time.
Had we not approved this concept in the past, subject to approval by the Planning Commission?
I think it was a more preliminary.
We approved
The
some
idea.
potential locations, not specific designs. Yeah, we said that.
Well, we approved the overall concept of
Yeah.
murals being permitted in the historic district.
So
Overall, yes.
Subject to Planning Commission approval of the
Of
particulars.
the particulars, yes, but not more of the detail work program.
the guidelines, yeah.
So this is kind of like the next step.
These will be, I'm sure you know, the city's working on reviewing the design standards, and so these would be within the design standards, correct?
That's correct.
Austin? Yeah, so it would be part of that.
So one thing I wanted to add to that, one of the big components of this that we wanted to make sure we included was a decommission plan.
Yeah.
So not only, it's great we have the mural, but what happens when that end of life happens? We want to have a clear plan for that to be decommissioned. So that is a part of this as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the provisions of the plan that talk about, and I'll quote, "Each mural shall be treated on a case-by-case basis and not as a part of a larger mass approval."
Yeah.
I like that, as well as the pedestrian interaction. And also murals should be subordinate to the overall historic character of the building and district. I thought that was very important. Last time we talked about it.
Brilliant wording.
I take it you did that?
Mr. Chair, I have a question
Yes.
about
Good
part
assumption,
four,
but wrong. No.
the maintenance, the repair, and am I reading this right, that if there's vandalism to it, it is who is going to be notified that happened, and it's the artist who has to repair anything happening to it in part four?
I think they get first chance.
If it gets vandalized or damaged?
That's, the artist is supposed to, as a part of the overall contract, have a repair measure in place, so if vandalism happens, that measure, however that's worked out in the contract, would be completed.
So who monitors that?
City staff and Troy Main Street.
Okay, and it will be paid for out of his, whatever the budget is for the murals in general, or?
Depending, ultimately, it's up to the property owner in terms of vandalism. It would be similar to like a typical property maintenance violation of graffiti, but depending on how the contract's worked out.
Thanks.
Any other questions?
Yeah, Andrea, we had talked maybe about having something as early as by the end of this year as a kind of a lead mural.
So that is a possibility if we get this approved, because we do have that funding now from the Ohio Arts Council, and I have talked to somebody who's interested in possibly matching that as a sponsor to move forward. Our thought as a design committee was to maybe start with that amount and do a smaller, like the selfie murals that you've seen. If you've seen in the Oregon District, they have Dayton Inspires, and it's kind of a location to go take your picture. And our thought is that kind of a mural would get people really involved and excited about the program. And it would be a great way for us to kind of kick off the idea. So that's kind of where we're at with if we could pull it off this year. We are not opposed to getting one up. That would be great.
Where you would be coming back to us with the.
Yeah, with the wall, the actual mural design, all of that. Yeah, of course. Mm-hmm.
When we're talking about actual mural design, just want to pinpoint, We need the colors to be specific. We have somebody here on planning commission that's really wants to see some of those things.
Yeah. I believe the way the selection committee is set up too, we have a member of planning commission on that, right?
We do,
Yeah.
Mr. McGarry would be.
So we would have some representation from the planning commission to make sure as we're,
Has Mr. McGarry said yes, he'd do that?
Yes, he did. Yes.
I'm
all.
No, he's not here, so why not?
That's why I asked.
Always happens.
Okay, any other questions for Andrea? Okay, Andrea would like to know whether or not we would approve such a guide.
I move to approve.
Is there support?
I'll second.
Motion and support. Any further discussion? Please call the roll.
Mrs. Ehrlich,
Yes.
Mr. Wolke,
Yes.
Mr. Cappers.
Yes.
Mr. Westmeyer,
Yes.
Mr. Titterington.
Yes.
It is approved.
Andrea,
Thank
thank you
you.
very much for all the work.
can I just say thank you to Austin though, because Austin has been very influential on our design committee in making this
No, you
happen and helping us with the research and all the things that we don't have the knowledge for of the historic buildings and all of that, so.
Make sure that's in the minutes.
Yeah. We appreciate this city allowing him to sit on our design committee because it's been very helpful. So,
Thank you.
Thank you. I look forward to seeing them.
Staff have anything else to come before the commission today?
We did not, thank you.
Commission members want to discuss anything further?
Move to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn and a second by Mr. Westmeyer. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We stand adjourned. Thank you for your attendance.
How about Sanderson?
We had to get on the record for every single one of these.
On it.
motions.
On it.